on people's
So
sentiments.
you're saying that mischief makers, manipulators whipped up sentiments 4 or 5 years after the book was published to deliberately try and corner Taslima and to create an atmosphere that perhaps worked in some peculiar way to the advantage of the West Bengal government.
She's look at who's benefiting from it. All the anger about Nandigram has now suddenly turned to us asking the same state that criminally killed people in Nandigram to now protect Taslima Nasreen, and it comes out as the state that
Are you
is going
going
to
so far as
defend.
to suggest that perhaps the West Bengal government in some way was involved in engineering this incident to deflect attention from Nandigar to Taslima?
I would say that it would have had a lot to do with it. And I'm saying that it's so easy to do these things.
Let me come back to what, when the situation happened, would have been judged as perhaps Buddhadev Bhattacharya's dilemma. Perhaps as a poet and author, he felt a need or a desire to defend freedom of speech. As a chief minister, undoubtedly he knew that he had a duty to stop and prevent the loss of human life. If therefore, by putting pressure on Taslima Nasreen to leave the state for a while, he was able to save 10, 15 or 20 lives that would have otherwise been lost on the streets of Calcutta, did he not do the right thing?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that, I think that's the game that they would like us to play, I did it in order to defend innocent lives. But I think there's a much deeper script in the understanding of what is known as the deep state. I think that this was a provocation that actually could have ended up creating the loss of lives, because I want to go back to it. Why should it be that for 4 years that book was on the market and no lives were lost?
So you really do believe...
Everything is in the timing.
So you really do believe, when you use phrases like the deep state, that there was a conspiracy, even if we don't understand it fully, A, to deflect attention from Nandigram to Taslima, and B, to perhaps put her in a position where under pressure she was forced to leave and the government didn't actually have to physically throw her out.
I wouldn't use the word conspiracy, because that sounds like an intelligence operation. And I don't think something like this needs to go so far as a conspiracy. But certainly...
A plan?
I would certainly say that you need to examine the timing of this, because that's all we are ever left with in India. No one ever gets to the bottom of anything. It's always like, who benefits? Why did this happen now? I would like to know.
So you're saying something that's pretty fundamental. You're saying, far from simply, as you did at the beginning, saying that the West Bengal government behaved unacceptably, now you're saying that there was almost Machiavellian intent. Maybe not a conspiracy, but Machiavellian intent behind the way they've played this game out.
I would say that this is, you're making it sound as if I have a very deep insight, but I think that's what...
No, you have a deep distrust and a huge suspicion.
Yes, that's true. But I also know that this is the word on the street. It's not, you don't need a rocket scientist to figure this out. It's something we've seen again and again and again and again. It's nothing new or amazing that's happening.
Let's take a break at that point, Arundhati Roy. I want to come back. And in part 2, I want to talk to you about the response of Pranab Mukherjee on behalf of the central government in Parliament. How do you react to what he said? Is that an acceptable position for the democracy of India to have taken? Or once again, are you worried by what you suspect? We'll be back in a moment's time. See you after the break.